Hi Sparkles of Light, it's CherryEnchantress, and I'm here with your February reading. So we have 3 piles to choose from and 3 decks to choose from. We have pile 1, which is the symbol is the little love potion, and we are using the Pastel Journey Tarot, and that's what it looks like. 9 of Cups. That was random. All of this is going to be random, so. And we have the Fairyland Tarot with Pixie Dust. And your card is the Sun. And then pile 3 with the house, the little cottage, is... Ooh, it is the King of Coins, or the King of Pentacles. Nice. Okay. And this deck is the Star Spinner Tarot. All right, so let's take a deep breath in through our nose. Oh, wait. I have some information first. I have a lot of information. All right, if you would like to just pick your pile, go ahead and do that right now. But if you'd like to stay to get some more information about the month of February, then sit with me and you can stare at the piles while I talk. February has got a lot going on. So we start off the month with Imbolc, which is a great celebration. It's a renewal energy of fire and the goddess Bridget. And ironically, the full moon is in Leo, so more of that fire energy on February 1st. Then we also have Valentine's Day, so we're going to get a little Valentine's message specifically. We also have the Lunar New Year, which is February 17th. I'm going to do a separate reading on the Lunar New Year, but I want to add a little lucky card for you in this reading as well. We also have all kinds of interesting transitions and astrological energy going on this month. So I will keep those things in mind as I do each pile, as I read each pile. But one of the main things I want to focus on is kind of a mission. If you have any kind of particular mission happening or anything that you would like to focus on in the month of February. And I would also like to just see where your spiritual direction is going in. Then I'll just take it to the mundane, like the regular love message, money, and health as well. And also, by the way, at the end of the month, Mercury goes retrograde on the 26th. So a lot's happening. So have you decided what pile you want yet? All right, it's time to take a deep breath in through your nose. Close your eyes, release your breath through your mouth. Open your eyes and let them drift to the pile that's calling you. Let's begin. And you picked pile number 1. So this is your deck with the beautiful little love potion bottle. Okay. And we're going to put that aside for a moment. And then we're going to look at the different categories that I would like to address here. So basically, the mission work. You are the universe. So you are embarking on an energy of being part of this whole, being connected, not just you're going it alone, but you are connected in a larger sense. I feel like you're going to see things real differently, that the universe is mingling with you and joining with you, and you're seeing the world is unique like you and expansive like the universe. And you're like feeling sort of frontier energy, you know, embarking on something. And you're seeing yourself as not needing just an outside source all the time to answer your prayers, you know, like God and the angels and guidance. That's good and important, but it's not always going to be about something showing you the way. It's going to be a knowing inside you. So a sense of claircognizance will be strengthened, and seeing nothing as separate but everything as one. You're not on the outside looking in, or you're not looking at others as having more or less than you. You're seeing yourself as part of everyone. It's kind of like a wonderment energy. It's almost to me like the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the Fool card and the World card in one. So it's kind of an embarking and also a completion all at the same time, just kind of a knowingness. And so as you embark on this, it may start off more like the Fool and end up more like the World card, or you'll have both at the same time through the whole month, so to speak, in a way that you're feeling really connected with everyone. And you're getting connected with things that make you laugh and love and feel happy in general. But not just happiness, like beautiful things can make you cry too. So, but it's that profound crying, you know, that's that crying that makes you happy and sad at the same time, which I've been doing a lot of lately. Anyway, but don't worry about that. Like, you're really getting in tap with you in a different way than you ever have before. And this authentic you and this connecting you with the whole is the way you will help to level the things up, and you begin your mission. And it's going to be very subtle, like it's just more purposeful. Everything that you do has more purpose to it. And it's not like you're going out and making a purpose. It's just that you are doing things with more intention and with more love. So your Imbolc message is Bridget's doll. And that's interesting because Imbolc is the celebration of fire and Bridget, and this is just bringing you good favor and happiness and increased finances and creativity to your life. So especially if you do some kind of ritual right off the bat, first day of February, that could increase your energy in all the areas of your life. I think the poem with this card is pretty clever, and it goes so great with you or the universe. Thread by thread, I weave my desires, working as one with the source of creative power. So it's like this one energy again, tapping into the one of the universe, the one of you. You're all one with everyone. And it's this sort of leveling energy. I felt this once before in 2012 when we all were a little bit afraid of the Mayan calendar. And there was this sort of sense of oneness happening. You know, I could just feel it in my soul, like everybody was letting go a little more of ego and individuality and creating more of a whole one vibe. I don't know what else to say about it. It's like like that universal love, you know. And so so back to this message though, there are some similarities, but this one talks about a doll, okay? And so during the ancient time, fertility dolls were crafted in honor of goddess Bridget, and then they were placed in beds near the home hearth, and they welcomed good luck and light and fertility and growth. And so fortune has entered your orbit, and it can indicate a very prosperous month for you, and very nice, very joyful. And it also suggests good financial stability and a happy home, and possible promotions and high pay increases. Okay, we're getting to it. And I was gonna save that for later, but now we're already getting to it. So I feel like that holds right there, this good financial energy for the month. In love, though, it can also be about harmonious relationships. Partners are supported and nourished. This is just a general happy life, and it seems to be blessed by Goddess Bridget herself. And there's it could be a huge favor, some kind of huge gift, some kind of lucky charm, lucky happenstance that comes through to you in February. But it doesn't really matter. I just feel like everything has kind of a Midas touch. Everything is just like a little bit easier. I think even when we get to Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, you will still feel fine. You'll still be in the flow. And projects are going to have long-term success. And new people also entering your life have potential for soulmate connection. And that's important because, oh gosh, and also this weekend reading that I just put out had a little bit of that. So, you know, starting right away in February for a lot of you. And also the 10-minute reading that I did, I was feeling a lot of this too, a lot of this similar energy happening. So speaking of soulmates, who's coming through for you? This is so crazy, but you're, okay, I thought I had a soulmate card came out. This is your love oracle message, and it is a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So there is somebody thinking of you, whether they're somebody you already know or somebody still waiting to materialize. There is this love energy coming through. But I'm also, your lucky lunar New Year message is marriage. So I feel like overall this is a very strong commitment energy. Again with the proposals, but also with the contracts and commitments, and something that have longevity. It's like two parties coming together, even if it's not for romantic reasons, even if it is for higher reasons, which is good news for me. This is my pile, I don't know, but we, you know, like in business, I have a business situation that this kind of thing would be important. So if you too have something like that, some kind of business situation where two parties have to agree on something, or it could be a legal situation where two parties come together and like agree on some kind of document or form. There's also like a opportunity or growth coming through here. Yeah. So that is your luck. In career, it's like your aura is shining brighter than ever before, and you're really going to be attracting some job offers and financial opportunities and things. In relationship, the time is right for romance. So singles can find love when least expected. So it's important for singles. I hate this part. Be out and about. Like, I tried that in the later half of 2025, and I just feel like, okay, I tried it. I'm gonna go back and be a hermit now. But no, it's like I gotta stick to it. Stick to my routine of trying to go out on the weekends. Okay, and if you came up with some kind of plan like that, then keep that up. But see, it's like when you'll find love when you least expect it. And it was Charmed Intuition, Liz, offered up a very cute little anecdote. She had been single for a little while, and then she finally came to the conclusion, you know what, I like being single. I think I'm just going to stay like this. It feels right, it feels good. And as soon as she thought that's when her boyfriend came into her life. So something like that could be happening too. It's like when things are vibing really good and you're feeling independent and free and happy, that's usually when somebody comes in and says, hey, can you make room for me now in your life of perfection? And you're like, oh, yay, and oh no at the same time, because you're like, oh no, okay, now I gotta rearrange things a little bit, but in a happy way, in a very joyful way, in a way you're like, oh, but maybe you can help me make my life easier, or we can help each other make our lives easier, and just more full, full of love. So something like that could be happening for those of you who are single, but I feel like those of you who are already married or in a committed relationship, things are looking really good too this month. It's very peaceful. It's very happy. This weekend came out with a proposal again. Like, I get that card a lot, but this time it felt like, ooh, is there somebody proposing out there? Because again, a marriage and proposals are very high, a high energy here. Even old flames coming through can happen in this situation, in this month. let's find out if anything needs to be healed, actually, like the healing aspect of your life. So we have kindness for your healing, for health and healing. And kindness, I think, has a lot to do with the kind of approach, right? The sort of the way you are, it could be also the way someone sees you and is attracted to you because of your kindness. That happens a lot, you know. But your general consideration and understanding of other people actually help your health. Because if you're always feeling sort of this pushback and antagonism towards people and always wanting to be right, or always wanting, I feel like this is kind of going a lot with the universe. You are the universe energy. Instead of all this pushback, just finding similarities and finding out that you're part of this bigger whole. You're part of this bigger thing. These little petty differences don't make a difference at all, really. All they do they're just little things that your ego likes to mess around with. For why? For what? You know, what's the point? For your pride? Like, and who cares? You know, like, how is pride gonna get you anywhere except for, you know, I can see a little bit of, like, you know, pride, not hubris pride, but regular pride is good for confidence and trying to get your foot in the door and being able to push through your ideas and things like that. That's necessary and important. But hubris, where it takes it to a next level, where it goes into like a narcissism or whatever, that's really destructive and it's toxic and it's unnecessary. And I'm not saying this is happening to you, but I'm saying you're observing these kinds of things in other people and you're making sure that this kind of thing doesn't accidentally happen to you. And we all do that every once in a while. I mean, I'm not saying we're all narcissists, but all of us occasionally get nitpick on little things or get bogged down on details that aren't really all that important in a certain context. Sometimes they're very important in other contexts, but in a certain context, they're not always that important. And interesting, like, so if you're doing like a contract of sorts in business, I feel like for some of you need to zoom out big picture. This is kind of something that we've done recently. Zoom out big picture, see things in big box kind of way, big idea way, and importance, you know, what is very important. And then later the details can be worked out. But if you work too much on the details too early, you get kind of burnt out, and then it's kind of hard to understand even what the point, what it is you're trying to come across, you know, portray, get through. So the reason why I'm saying this, like, I'm seeing some people in a business sort of sense trying to figure out a way to communicate an idea, and I feel like the best way is to go a little bit big picture before you go down to the details. And then I feel like for some of you have stress because of doing it a certain way, and that can alleviate your stress. So kindness is just kind of can also be another way of seeing things a little bit differently, so you don't get stressed out over it for your health. That's what I'm seeing. But I also see that a little goes a long way. And also I feel like you're going to be shown a lot of kindness this month. And it's going to be sort of sweetly surprising. And the effect that kindness has over your heart and your breath work and your energy makes a huge difference in your health. So I think that will be helpful to you in this month of February. So your love message is express love through gifts. Love language of gift giving. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. And so that is definitely a really nice love language. It's low on my list, but you know what? It can be so important and high on other person's list. If you do something like that, they might get very excited. And we have also honest communication coming out. Expect a heart-to-heart conversation. Okay, you know what? This is feeling like a little bit of a Valentine message to me too. Nice. Oh, okay. For Valentine's Day, we have a message for you, and we have my darling, like a love poem. I feel it could be also vows, marriage vows, or working on marriage vows, and a gift, you know, that, oh, it could be a ring, it could be like chocolates and flowers and candies and things like that for Valentine's Day. But it feels like, yeah, it kind of feels like an ideal little situation, surprise of poems and flowers or something like that. Poems and chocolate, some kind of gift with a message to it, something heartfelt. And that feels really nice too. I think that's very sweet. Okay, let's go to the deck that you chose, which is the Pastel Journey. It's one of my favorite. I would say top 5 for sure. Could be top 3 favorites. It's got so many things going right with it. It's got pastel. It's got this beautiful iridescent edge. It's got sparkles. Like, where's the sparkles? Here's some sparkly stars. So yeah, it's really beautiful. So what else does Spirit want to let you know about this month? Ooh, 8 of Wands. A message is coming through. I feel like right away, I'm glad I'm doing this now because I feel like your February starts right away. All this good luck and love and everything starts right away. Anything else? Here we go. We have 5 of Swords, and I'm not going to take this as a bad thing. I actually feel like it could be sports or some kind of playfulness, some kind of, could be some, oh my goodness. What if it's the Super Bowl? Somebody you might meet at a Super Bowl watch party or something like that. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh yeah, maybe it's the Knight of Cups that you're gonna meet. I mean, I don't know why it turned into love, but like a love message. But yeah, okay. Let's see. What can this mean in any other way? I don't see it meaning anything really pertaining work. I just see this more pertaining play. It feels like a play energy. It feels like a little bit of like friendly rivalry and flirtation. So don't discount. I feel like the reason why I have this message in the Pastel Journey is because this is like Spirit's way of saying, don't brush off these kinds of encounters because, you know, this is what we're talking about. Go out, have fun, meet people, hang out, things like that. Even if it's not at the Super Bowl party that you meet the one, we're glad that you're doing these kinds of things. Yay, you! You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, keep these kinds of things. So go out and enjoy, especially if you're single. But if you're not single, if you're already connected to somebody, you still need to balance your life, you know, balance things between work and play and add a few little more play moments into your life too, especially with your significant other. Yeah, it feels super sweet and happy this month in every area of your life. I don't see any fault here. I don't see anything going on. And thankfully, Mercury retrogrades towards the end of the month, but I don't really see it messing up the month for you too much. It's the 26th, you got 27, 28. I don't know. It's like those days probably be like kind of like holding pattern days, like not too much different. But I should mention, you can skip this part, but I should mention February 3rd, Uranus stations direct in Taurus. So there's that forward momentum energy for long-term changes. February 6th, Mercury enters Pisces. So there's more sensitivity and intuition and communication in that way. February 10th, Venus enters Pisces, and that's where this romantic, artistic, compassionate energy comes out. Good for Valentine's Day because it'll last through Valentine's Day. Then February 13th, Saturn enters Aries, and that's like a very serious independent cycle. But that doesn't mean people are breaking up. It just means there's a different, it's kind of a more of a serious focus. And yeah, it's a bold focus. Then of course, February 18th begins Pisces season, and then February 20th, Saturn conjoins Neptune in Aries, and this is where the collective comes in and has a big reset, you know. So I feel like the fact that we're tapping into each other as a whole matters a lot, because we're all going to kind of reset together too. And then of course we have retrograde on the 26th, where you may get a little revisit of people and places and things, and it's a good time though to just reflect and do a lot of meditating and being kind of more in your spiritual vibe. And it's the Mercury is in Pisces season, so yeah, you can be in your dream world. That's fine. That's a perfect place to be. So let's check into your charms. Okay, we have We Flower Friends. We Flower Friends. We have California. We have Listen Out. We have Lieutenant Destimate. We have the engagement ring. This is not an engagement ring, by the way. It's from my son. Oh my goodness. So you could be seriously getting engaged. Somebody stepping out in nice shoes. This is some antagonistic energy, maybe towards the end of the month. Who knows? But man, the sun conquers all. The happiness and joy and celebration and clarity of the sun. Nothing negative can come through. So we have 25. The key to this is like the royal. This is the royal. The bedroom. Yeah, what is that? The suite, the honeymoon suite. You know, it's like a very fancy room, and I feel like a good conversation. Very nice, very nice. All right, well, I hope you like that, and you definitely can check out another pile. But if this one resonated, give it a good thumbs up. And you know what? One time I hit the thumb, and something else happened. It wasn't a confetti party. It was something else. It was like, did hearts pop up, or some kind of interesting graphic came out of the thumb. I don't know. So try it and see if anything different happens, and let me know what you see. Also, oftentimes when I hit the thumb for somebody else's reading, the comment section switches straight over and it says, hype this video. Could you please do that for me? Appreciate that, because hyping it doesn't cost you anything. You just hit that and then it just sends it out, I guess, gives it more juice for other people to see, and that helps me too. I really appreciate that. But all your comments are very kind too. I appreciate those as well. And if you need anything, just check out the description box to see where you can find me. All right, I'll see you at your next reading. And here is pile number 2. And you picked the Pixie Dust. Oh, Pixie Dust. Goes good with the Fairyland Tarot. Put that to the side. And let's see. Let's get your mission message first. And we have Inner Voice. So have you ever wondered or ever heard, like you feel like they're just thoughts, or you're just thinking certain thoughts, but they just come to you kind of when you least expect them, especially when you least expect them. If you're in the shower, on the toilet, in the car, something like that, or right before you fall asleep, if certain thoughts coming to your mind, those are very important, and they may be more spiritual than you give them credit for. I think a lot of people are more clairvoyant or sentient, claircognizant, clairaudience. I was like, what is the word I'm trying to look for? Then they realize And so it's not just you thinking thoughts. Certainly thoughts can come that's your mind like defaulting to some negative, sometimes, most of the time, negative narrative. I don't know why I'm saying hearing bandwidth, but like, you know, this sort of narrative, this kind of repetitive record, whatever, broken record. Yeah, kind of a broken record thing that happens. But this is different. This is something that you just, you feel it more than you hear it too. You hear it, but you feel it too. It's like you just feel and you know it. It's like everything tingling at the same time. And you're like, I need to do something about this because this keeps coming up, popping up. You start to see signs and then you're like, am I just, you know, seeing things? No, like really there is a way that universe tries to talk to you. And I feel like this month, February, can really figure out that fact. It's funny how that February starts off in Aquarius and ends in Pisces, and both signs quite intuitive. Aquarius is very futuristic and Pisces is very intuitive, but both of those elements of both of those signs really start to help you discover things about you that you didn't really recognize before. It's interesting too because this message that's coming through is like a GPS or like AI. I don't know if anybody works with AI at all, but they're never angry at you. You know, it's like the GPS never gets mad at you if you turn the wrong way. They'll say make a U-turn or whatever. They don't see it as anything wrong. They just see it as, well, there is a better way that I've discovered to go, and making a U-turn can get you there. But if you don't want to do that and you keep going in this direction, then sure, I'll find another way that'll get you there. Like they're not like upset that you didn't follow what they told you to follow. It's like they're going with your own flow, with your direction. It's like, and the universe kind of does that too. The universe is like, sure, you want to go that way? Okay, fine. We'll go that way too. It's not out of, you know, there's no like attitude. Okay, fine. We'll go that way. Universe is not doing that. Universe is like, okay, you know, hey, there's more than one way to get there. So let's try that way too, you know? And it's like you and universe is working, you're co-creating together anyway. So it's not like, you know, you're in competition with what the universe wants you to do. I don't know where all this is coming from. But anyway, you can't get it wrong, basically. Just be aware of all these recurring things, the words, the ideas. Pay attention to how they make you feel. And how the ones that make you feel like happy and smile and tingly and like aha moments. That's what an aha moment is, you know. It's something, it's the universe talking to you. You don't, even if you don't believe in God or the universe, you can say it's your higher self or your future self. If you can believe in science and multiple dimensions existing at the same time, maybe you can do that much. But really, it's all there, you know. It's like past, present, and future. It's like, that's why you have this knowing sometimes, but sometimes we ignore the knowing because for whatever reason, we ignore it. Because we feel like it's simpler not to follow that other way that we're hearing in our head or do that thing that we're hearing in our head. But it may end up that is the simpler way, or that is the more productive way, or it is the more abundant way, right? So try to relax the ego a little bit and follow that. I noticed too in pile 1, the ego sometimes gets in the way. And so here again, the ego can sometimes get in the way. So this, I feel like for the collective, it's like letting go of those kinds of moments, you know, so you can tap into a higher calling, a higher purpose, a higher direction, something that is truly beneficial for you, whether you realize it or not. All right. So your Lunar New Year message is the yin and the yang. And so there's going to be times where you take action and sometimes you don't take action. Sometimes you just receive things. The yin and yang is very special about the balance of life and making life decisions. So February may be a time where you have to implement some of these things. Everything, though, all of us have a bit of light and a little bit of dark. And something that somebody told me once before, it's like, if you're, whatever part of this you resonate with most, if you're the yin, and okay, the yin I think is black, you have some of the yang. You have a little dot of yang inside you. And if you're mostly yang, you have a little dot of yin inside you. And you may be attracting a person or people who are a little bit different from you, but they have that part, they have a part of them that sort of resonates with you, that makes that you understand them. I have a friend similar to that. They're real different from me, but there is a part of them that I totally get, and I feel sympathetic to them because of that little tiny yen dot. Like, I have not a lot of that yen. I don't have the fire that this person has, but they have a lot of the fire. And I, let's just say, if you check your chart to see where your Mars is, I'm Mars in Libra, so it's kind of, when I get angry, it's mostly passive aggressive. I don't really do a strong amount of a huge action, or I do something that's really more subtle, or you can't really tell I'm angry when I get angry, But it's, I've been like letting myself actually show the emotion of anger a lot more lately when I get there. And every once in a while that happens, But generally speaking, well, there's my friend, my female friend, she's sort of the opposite. Like, she has to really rein it in. She has to think consciously of holding it in, because her natural reaction is to burst out in a fierce energy, So I think that's kind of an interesting thing, that you can balance with people and learn from people too. And also, like, when in dealing with people, it's like, if you may feel like you have something in common with them, but don't assume that they're exactly like you, or don't assume two things. Don't assume that they're exactly like you, and don't assume they know nothing how it feels to be like you at all, because they may have tapped into some of that, as well. So that's kind of like that combination. But the main way to get here is through kindness. This kind of balance, the perfect balance is through kindness and being respectful to others and patient with them. So in finances, though, this is a time of progress, and especially if you've gone through a difficult time or a darker time, you'll be able to persuade others with ideas, and also with requests for higher pay and things like that, or positions. Even those so-called enemies can become friends now. Yeah, you see it's like suddenly you see each other's point of view. I saw a fun action adventure movie yesterday of brothers, and like they were at odds, but then they realized there was a lot more in common, and maybe because there was so much in common that there's issues there. But you don't have to be competitive if you have similar goals. And similar goals is just like trying to find justice, And so you may be finding other people along in your mission that have to do with finding justice in the world, and working along with people similar to you in your goal, but maybe different in your approach. Anyway, but relationships may be similar to that. But this is generally, when you find the yin to your yang, you found the perfect person. You found a match made in heaven. So this is great for soulmates and people who are looking for that, or who want to know if they found that. Yes, if you're already with somebody, then this is it could be a good sign that you have found a good match for you. But your intuition, like here, is saying that you'll know, like, deep. This is one of those other things that will pop up. Well, in your head, like, is this the one for me? and you have to like really breathe through it, and really, like, I don't know how to help you tap into the truth of yourself, but the truth is there, and the truth will let you know for sure if this is the yin to your yang. All right. But it's basically like harmony with nature and the universe, and you may find some really great teachers on how to manifest. So welcome them into your life. When these wiser people come through, if you may brush them off, or might have in the past brushed them off or whatever, but they could be like really helpful in some of these questions that you have about the things that you're balancing in your life. Okay. Your Imbolc message is the Swan. I am everything I seek, the one I am meant to trust above all else to create one of the strongest loves within my lifetime. Because the greatest love is inside of you. But I feel like, this is a lot of outside love coming through it as well, possibly. This is also about loyalty and romance and love and creating relationships. It on the one hand, it can mean finding that soulmate again with this soulmate stuff. And the swans stay with one partner for life, And so this could be the one happening in February. I've heard this a lot for February for a lot of people. So, yeah, and a loyal love that lasts forever. And if you watch pile number 1 as well, it's like this could be the one you marry too. There's like could be also contractual or agreement type energy between you two, not just the spiritual connection. And it's going the distance. So the second meaning for the swan is about you and yourself, and you're loving yourself. So especially this month, even if you don't find the one or the soulmate, I feel like you're going to grow in self-love with leaps and bounds, and that will prepare you for more love to enter your life, whether you're already connected with people or you're still searching. The only thing, love and your love life can only benefit if when you find more self-love as well, So you are quite a remarkable person and destined for great things. And this could be a month where you fall in love with yourself and listen to spirit. I feel like listen to spirit. The first choice that comes to mind is the correct one. Again, with the inner voice stuff. You're finding out stuff about yourself that's so unique, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't keep ignoring this. I'm going to tap into this. I'm going to be, actually, you might like to actually tap into your spirituality a lot more this in February too, because that could also lead you closer to your love too, your love of your life, if you haven't already met them or already with them. But those of you who are connected, you could be going to church together or doing more spiritual activities together, or just feeling like a higher sense of understanding of each other than you usually do, seeing their point a little bit more than you had before. So I feel like since we're getting some love energy, let's see what your special love. What's this one? Oh, okay, maybe this one. No. Well, maybe this is this one. I was going to put it back. So this is your Valentine's message. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. How yin yang can you get? Because, you have a little bit of that from them, and they have a little bit of that from you. That's how it happens. All right, and you also have for your whispers of love, physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. So this could be your love language. And, you know, it doesn't have to be intimacy. It could be a kiss of a hand. It could be scratching somebody's back. It could be, you know, holding their hands. It could be touching their hair. Something simple, massages, you know, kind acts, kindness, you know, physical things that are kind. Yeah, so that could be something that pops up and shows up within your love life. And it's important to know that if you do share, each of you share the physical touch language of love, that physical touch doesn't mean that you always have to go all the way to intimacy. You know, that it's not. And also that intimacy is important. The making of the love is important in intimacy too. You know, there's levels of that, but the making is also important. So slowing things down and being more courtly, those kinds of things are important as well. All right, so let's check in on your health this month. So for your whispers of healing and health, we have meditation. It's important. Like, I love this one, and this is really still snowy. A lot of us are still in the snow. A lot of us all the way through the whole month of February. Not me though. I mean, we may be in Texas, you just never know. Oh, look, and then we have the swan. Wow. Nice little symbols. I feel like she's having visualizations, and your visualizations can actually really manifest those things that you're looking for. And trust that you have that ability and that power to do that, to create in the tangible what you want. And also, I'm hearing that, and I've heard this a lot lately, which is kind of interesting. You know, like we just kind of sit there and think of the worst case scenario. Well, we're allowed to also think of the best case scenario. And the best case scenario is not necessarily woo-woo. Isn't it more or less woo-woo than negativity? Why does the negativity get a check mark and positivity gets an X? That doesn't seem very fair. You're allowed to be positive, and you're allowed to visualize good things for yourself. So I think this is about practicing more of that for your own health and your healing. Like, see it happening, see it materializing. And then some of the vision is great, but that's the yin part of this energy. But you also have to take the yang part of the action that goes with it. So make a small step towards your vision, towards the thing that you're dreaming of, towards what you want in life. Alrighty. Let's get one more little love message. All right, we got a lot going on. Again, you got the physical love language of physical touch. So that came out twice. That's very important. This could be a soulmate coming through too. There is kind of like this caution, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but it's important for you and another person not to be too attached to something outside of the love, something that you've created, as a block to your love, for a reason that you made up all on your own that may not make any sense anymore. So it's like, run it past spirit and like really like think about why this is there, why this thing that gets in the way of love is there. You know, meditate on it. Figure out the material reason why. Is the reason why is that the material world is so much more important? And if it is, then so be it. But if it isn't, if you're tapping into this other knowing that material things don't matter as much, then it might start to fall away. The reason why this block is there in the first place, why there's some kind of thing holding you back, or a person feels like they're being held back, or whatever, you know, there's just sort of this like a firewall. Like there's something that is holding things back. But I feel like you're overcoming it, you're conquering it. You're conquering it in February. There's so many good cards coming out. So let's find out what else Spirit wants you to know using Fairyland Tarot. Luke is like digging his claws into me. He's Growler used to jump on my lap while I was in the middle of a reading. Kind of reminds me of that. Okay, ooh, you got the World card. Really nice. This is like, oh, the journey, you know, like the culmination, the climax, the making it, the rapture, the travel, the trip, the feeling like you can conquer the world. The world is your oyster. This feels very summery too, and beach and play, and it just feels like really good, like a high vibe energy. It almost feels like the sun energy, but it's the feeling of achieving what you wish for. Not, oh, and the sun is here. Wow, okay. All right, so you have the Six of Swords. This is good. This is a journey. And these little travelers seem very happy. And it's, you know, trials and tribulations don't have to be all drudgery. In every adventure movie, the trials and tribulations are actually the fun part of the movie. I was just watching, I've been watching a lot of like cartoons and kid movies, but they like the Emoji Movie, or Ralph Wrecks the Internet, those kinds of movies. They're all like discoveries of themselves through this journey. And the journey is a little scary and a little up and down, like a roller coaster, but it's also kind of fun, you know? It's kind of fun. So while they're going on this scary journey, first of all, the ride is kind of fun, and they're learning a lot about themselves. The destination, oddly enough, is not as satisfying as the journey was. You know, it's like, oh, I found the steering wheel, yay. You know, so I can fix my life and go back to being in my little square. You know, it's like going back to, you know, it's like this feeling of the grass is greener on the other side, so you go try to venture to the other side and see what you can find, and then you end up finding that maybe the grass was just as good or not, or like, I don't even know. I'm not even making any sense, but it's about the trials and tribulations of life, but the regular ups and downs, because sometimes they're quite happy. I feel like also February could be a month of having some fun. Like, again, I'm feeling the fun vibes. Like Pile 1 had some fun coming out. like Pile 1 had the Super Bowl come out. And I don't know, maybe you too, but it just feels like it could be a little vacation or something. It could be like a little trip somewhere. It could be like if you're like in a cold place, you could have a nice like sunny rendezvous, some tropical island or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, it seems like it also feels like like a bus ride, or multiple people together in this situation. Yes, a lot of people together, but this could be also for singles. This could be where you find this person. Like, there's this thing called events and adventures here and where I live. I don't know if you have anything like that where you live, but it's like trying these fun things, different things out, where there's a lot of people, a lot of singles, a lot of people to see, and then that perfect connection pops up. The Knight of Wands can be a little in and out. And so I feel like for some of you, February could bring like a hot kind of sexy romance that may not last necessarily. But then we got the Swan. So the Swan that mates for life. So for others of you, you could be meeting somebody who is exciting in that way in the bedroom and a long-term person too. So both, like, yay. Also, if you're already married or already connected to somebody, it just feels like that you spice up your love life. You could be taking like a little trip or an adventure together, or some kind of fun group activity, or something that, you know, if you have kids or something, doing something with the kids. But anyway, seems like a joyful journey here, something that brings a lot of happiness and clarity and ahas and wheeze, yays. Anyway, so this month's got a lot going on. Right off the bat, we have a full moon in Leo, so there's that fire energy starting off the month. And then that day is Imbolc, and it's about renewal and celebrations, and Bridget, the fire goddess. And then February 3rd, Uranus stations direct in Taurus. So that's like a forward movement. It's like it was retrograde, similar to Mercury, but this was Uranus. Now it's going forward, so that's good news. And so long-term things start to shift. And then February 6th, Mercury enters Pisces. So everybody's going to be a little bit more sensitive, but also intuitive communication. And like your intuition, you know, like those moments, your inner voice, things just seem, yeah, and that kind of communication is stronger. February 10th, Venus enters Pisces, so there's that romantic, artistic, compassionate energy that goes all the way to the 14th, Valentine's Day, and then we have Pisces season on the 18th, and then the 20th, we have like this reset, and then we have Mercury in retrograde on the 26th. So it is a little bit of a ride this month, but I think you're navigating it just fine. Stick to listening to your inner voice. So let's see what your charms have to say. All right. Oh, I kiss music. What? I feel and I kiss music. Yeah, me too. Help. I need somebody. Help. Not just anybody. Help. You know I need someone. Help. Okay, so we got music. We have, the third eye. Brr, brr, brr. You're really seeing stuff. Not only are you clairaudient this month, but you are clairvoyant. You're like, so your intuition is just off the charts this month. Really good. We've got the rooster waking up early, also feeling that cocky energy. We have snowflake. No two snowflakes are alike, so there's this uniqueness in you and another person or multiple people. There's some, just realizing how unique everybody is. 29th, do we have a leap year? That's weird. I don't think we have a 29. I don't know. Do we have a 29? Maybe not. That's weird. Okay. We have 24601. That is the number of Jean Valjean in Les Mis. So check out that story to see if that has any meaning or message for you. We have this like little bag of pixie dust. And we have this is Operation Lifesaver. I see this as not necessarily a warning, but kind of like you are coming into somebody's life or somebody's coming into your life. It's kind of like a way to save your life. Oh, I feel like, hey, Dad has a message for you. If you have a dad who's passed away, they're looking over you. Or if you have a dad who's still living, you might want to reach out and talk to them. We have 6. Nice. 6 is the love number. We have the bicycle. This is all about your point of view. Sometimes things are going faster than you realize, and sometimes slower. just the way you see it. You know, it's like a bicycle compared to somebody walking. Seems pretty fast, but compared to somebody driving by, seems pretty slow. So, you know, it's all the way you see it. I also have a motorcycle, and this kind of feels like the couple here. It's like one of you rides a bicycle and one of you rides a motorcycle. You know, it's like, yeah. Well, we're similar but different. We got a dollar sign. Oh, your money's good. Money's looking good in February. And you got like a key to everything. You know, key to house, key to car, key to the lockbox, key to open anything that you want. This also can represent like a jailer, you know, or a maintenance person, because they seem to have a key to everything, you know. And not saying that, you know, that's your job, but it also feels like properties or something like that. Like you're managing a lot, so you have the key to a lot of things. The rocking chair means there's a little bit of waiting going on. We have the heart. There's love here, and the clock on Codsworth represents divine timing, and then the starfish is hope and renewal and dreams coming true. So I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to hit that and give it a hype. Hype it. You can find the hype in different ways. I think you can just like there's a place where you can just go to the hype section, but sometimes the hype will pop up when you hit the like button, and then it's like the comments slide over, and then the hype. Then it's asks you if you want to hype. So if you do that, I'd appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. It's free. If you haven't subscribed though, subscribe please. We'd love to have you as part of my Sparkles of Light. And you're welcome to watch the other readings too. So I'll see you at another pile. And you picked pile number 3. All right, your lovely choice of tarot is the Star Spinners, and you have this nice little charm of the house. Or cottage. Okay. All right, so let's first see what your mission is, or that direction that will help lead you more to your spiritual side. So we have color. Color is so healing. Color like the dawn, color like the sunset, color like tapestries, color like an artist wheel. This is also about vibrational impulses and light waves, and that your perception and maybe just your life is becoming more colorful, or kind of that feeling that you get when you're in love and everything tastes better and looks better, and it's like, wow, that sky is so beautiful. Also when you're high or you've had some fun upward type energy from something, but it doesn't have to be any source that gets you there. It's just like this beautiful thing that comes over you. Or have you ever had those kinds of dreams where some dreams seem kind of dark and moody and other dreams seem so vivid and beautiful? You know, you wake up and you're like, that was such a pretty place. Or where you, in your own home, sometimes the light hits your house different, and or bounces off the walls and through the windows differently, and it seems warmer and brighter, and the colors are so vivid. Or if you have prisms hanging in your window and the prisms dance about, well, these all are beautiful ways to add color. I'm also feeling this vitamin D energy, and the winter energy can also bring those feelings a little bit, those depression feelings. And it could be because part of the reason could be everything is so white or so washed out and the color is missing. So it could be that bringing in that color in your life can make a big difference to your life. But it's not just about your life or February in particular. It has something to do with your mission. It has something to do with what your purpose or what you're meant to do that you're starting to stumble upon in February, or at least maybe you've stumbled upon it already, but February is yet another phase or a new way to show more of this the rainbow. the experiences of life, the diversity of life, the spice of life, the spectrum of energetic vibrations, the stimulation that it creates, and it creates healing, the different color, your chakras, and how the chakras have different colors associated with them. So it's good to know what colors that you're attracted to as well. And I used to get really excited about this one little astrology thing that I would buy. It would tell me what color to wear and what day and what's my lucky number this month and things like that. I was like, those kinds of things can be fun, but there's some more serious or deeper studies that go behind the colors, the theories behind the color, what's good for certain signs, sure, but also just what's good for you as a person. Also, God wants you to know that you're loved. You are loved too. You're just love, and you are loved. And no matter how colorful your or another person's life is, you are loved. So no need to feel pressure to have all this color in your life. Even if you happen to like black and white, that's okay too. You know, there's no pressure in that. But isn't it nice though when you have like a very black and white kind of room and then you have this really bright pop of color? That's really exciting. Well, I mean, I feel like there could be a lot of artists out there, and maybe that's why this is coming out. So your Imbolc message, which is February 1st, Imbolc is February 1st. Okay. Imbolc is February 1st, and Imbolc is a celebration of fire. And so fire, colors of fire, or different colored candles can be important too, or the symbol of each candle. And did you know there's a tradition? I've taken it upon me to add this tradition to my life, but on New Year's Day, I wear the color that I want to attract for the year. So red attracts passion, pink attracts love, greens and silvers and golds attracts money and things like that. So I often do that too. I wear the color that I want to attract. And I attracted red this time, but also had a little pink on the following day. So Groundhog is... It's one of those days that I had a whole list of days to remember this month. So much going on. And Groundhog Day was one of those days that I forgot to mention. So Imbolc is the first, and it's that celebration. And I also, when I'm seeing color, I think of parties and banners and streamers and color and balloons. Like, there's so many ways to bring color. So a lot of things could be happening in a colored way for you. Also, February 1st is a full moon is in Leo. And Leo has a very bold, strong energy. And then we have the Groundhog. So what does Groundhog want to tell us? The key words are alertness, waking up, and truth-seeking. This could be tied together in your mission even. And the poem is, wake up, dear one, from the slumber you find comfort in. The truth is seeking those ready to acknowledge it. I feel like if you're in like this world, this white world or black and white world or this gray world, it's easy to feel meh, like that emoji maybe. But the colors of the world creep in, whether you want them to or not, in sunsets and rose bushes in all kinds of ways. They pop up and come out in little berries and beautiful cardinals and those pops of red against the white. And so groundhogs, though, they're not really popping in color, but they got a message for you. It occurs like right around So the groundhog story is, the legend states that if a groundhog sees its shadow after coming out of its underground cave, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. But if there is no shadow, then spring will come early. Ah, maybe this is a spring is going to come early card. This card is a feeling of being kind of surprised. Or, you know, it can be two feelings. It could be like a happy, like when you were expecting something bad but something good happens. It can be like, huh, wow, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I feel like that's gonna be I think that's what's coming through. It's like, huh, well, that's surprising. Especially, like, I think also especially when you hear the same old narrative of droning over and over again, like, oh, we're gonna have winter, no more winter. The news people like may say, oh, blah 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 winter, and then suddenly you get some warm days, something like that. I don't think it really necessarily has to do with the weather. I feel like it just has something to do with your life. Some kind of negative expectation you were having gets kind of by spirit with this burst of color. It's like, no, you're gonna get this, ta-da. And so I feel like that's a good thing. You know what, I feel like I need to put on my overhead light so I can read, but it does look kind of pretty right now, doesn't it? It's kind of glowing. I can't read though. Okay, well, I don't need to read, do I? There is truth coming to light though in February. There is jovial times coming around. This is just generally, though, stay alert, but at the same time, yeah, and don't be like, don't have like this ignorance is bliss kind of thing. Don't go there, but don't also be hype, like don't be paranoid. So there's some happy medium, you know, because you do want to be happily surprised when something happily surprises you, I think. So don't kind of like hunt down the answers, you know. Don't hunt down, ooh, who's doing this and who's doing this and who's doing that for what. And you know, I feel like this is a surprise party with colorful balloons. Ta-da! And by the way, happy birthday if your birthday is in February. My daughter's birthday is, ta-da! And so I just feel like I don't feel like it's gonna be a bad surprise. I just feel like, yeah, I feel like you're going to have spring early, if that's what you want. I think most of us want early spring. Even people in the South want early spring. So I think that's what's going to happen. But your mission has to do with some kind of color situation. And it could be something having to do with your art, your way you dress, the way you connect with people, or the way you connect with colorful people, or you are a colorful person, like, not just in looks, but in soul and attitude, you know, like being yourself. So it all kind of connects to me. Let's see what your Valentine message is. I'm going to go through the important days of this month. There's a few more we'll get to at the end of the reading. Whoa, that was a flipper. Oh, that looks sweet. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Very nice. So you are connecting with somebody, but it feels nice. It's not a codependent kind of energy. It's open and free. Also, by the way, that's just so funny because I just watched Charmed Intuition's reading for love for 2026, and one of the piles talked about freedom, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I've kind of fallen, not shouldn't say fallen in love with, but I've fallen in a happy habit of being free and doing my own thing. And when you're in a relationship, you have to think of the other person. Now, like most of the time, if it's a happy relationship, it's not very hard to think of them, you know. It sort of comes naturally, second hand, right? But if you've been single a while, it might be something that you have to get into a good habit of. So that could be what's going on here. It's like if you are single, you may need to get into a good habit of incorporating them into your lives, and also establishing times where you do your own thing, you know, because freedom in your own life is important too. Also, those of you who are connected with a person, you know, like a significant other, you may need to, maybe you have too much together time and you need to find more activities that you can do on your own once in a while, or going out with, you know, friends, girlfriend or guy friends, or things like that too, because that could be important here. Of course, my recommendation for Valentine's Day is not to just go it alone and just say you'll be fine on your own, you know. No. You got to make sure you treat your special someone with some special energy. But also, if you're single, this Valentine's, that single energy could be your good luck on Valentine's Day. That fact that you're used to being free could be what attracts other people to you, like-minded people. Like, hey, I'm used to being free too, and hey, let's connect and but yet keep our freedom, you know. Let's do stuff together, but do our own things too, you know. Like, hey, what a concept. Okay. All right, so let's see what your lunar message is. Ha ha ha, universe, we have freedom. So freedom, but freedom is a lovely thing. There's nothing negative about freedom. Freedom is nice. Especially when you have freedom within your happy relationship. But it's not, you know, sometimes you know what, some of you could be already in a connection that you want freedom from. That's possible too, because freedom is so desirable for you. There could be somebody who is kind of holding you back. That's possible. But don't try to let these negative thoughts or jealousies get in your way, or act too impulsively, especially at the end of the month. Mercury goes into retrograde. Not a good time to try to break up or make any drastic changes. But if this is something that's been happening for a really long time, then, you know, February could be the month that you think is a good time to find some freedom and independence. But let's see. So this could also, like in career and finances, this is definitely you needing a lot of space and not having too many restrictions. Also, you know, like being your own boss, or giving up a corporate job, or giving up, I shouldn't say corporate, but giving up a job where there's just too many bosses or too many people telling you what to do. So you may end up working for yourself, or having a lighter job, like a delivery kind of job, where you may answer to somebody, but it's mostly you doing your own thing, that kind of thing. So you have a sense of freedom. And it could have something to do with travel, because the travel card peaked out as well. There could be, like, I just feel like you're going to enjoy the chance to get up and go at a moment's notice, because you don't have as much attachment to things. You have the flexibility, the freedom to go where you want to go, when you want to go somewhere, or do something, you know, hop on a plane. So that makes you very popular with maybe the people that you're working for. So there could be like a promotion of sorts, like you get to travel because we can count on you to jump on a plane in a moment's notice, you know. There's this kind of self-promotion kind of thing too, or reinventing yourself, you know, and it could be also like eliminating debt. This month is a month where you really, like, you're financially free too. Like, you've cleaned it all up, now you're good. You know, you're like, whoa, I did it. That's a nice thing. You could decide, well, I don't need this huge house. I'm going to get like a one bed. Maybe some of you, like, I know very few of you are empty nesters, but if you are, you may decide that it's time to downsize or something like that. Like, if you have adult kids, then it changes your life a little bit. You know, their independence, that means that you can do different things that you maybe wanted to do. Sometimes that can happen. But write down your plans and think things through a little bit, but don't let freedom be a scary thing for you. Think of it as like a whole new world of exploration opening up. Some of you, like, maybe you are in a separation from somebody, and the separating from somebody that you liked being with kind of is down, makes you feel down or whatever. So it's important to, I mean, you can feel anything you want to, and you should grieve anything you need to grieve, but also look at the positive side of being free and getting to do what you need to do, you know, whenever you want to, and really lean into that. Like, now's the time to do those things you've been wanting to do, so do them. So there could be somebody who doesn't want to commit here. And that's okay. I feel like maybe you're like-minded with somebody. Like, there's two people here that maybe don't want to be married or even call each other a couple, but you like being with each other, but you also like being, this is very different. I have rarely felt this energy before, but I like it. It's nice, you know, it's honest. So it's kind of something like that. As long as it's okay for you, like, if you need more commitment in your life, then you should seek that from somebody. You know, you deserve that. But if you are liking this kind of energy, this sort of loose love energy, then I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it if you like it. Do make sure you don't, like, I feel like the feminine, I mean, it's not the feminine could oftentimes feel love or feel something deeper than they admit to themselves, but they're willing to go with a different kind of relationship just to just so they can be with the person, to be easy, but they're like denying their true needs or whatever, or vice versa. So be sure you're tapping into the needs, you know, your desires, that what you really want, and not just going along to get along, just to be with the person or whatever. Make sure you're tapping into what you truly want. Okay. And then your other your other love card is about speaking the language of love. Loving words have power to change lives, including your own. I feel like this could be like, a lot of people confuse freedom with fear of commitment. So yeah, don't let your fear of commitment come off as you just want to be free. No. They're not the same thing necessarily. You can commit to someone, you can exchange loving words, you don't have to go to a church to be married. You can have a marriage energy and still allow each other freedom to express yourselves in your own way. But that doesn't mean you're afraid of commitment. You're not committed. You can still be committed, and you can still exchange the words and stuff. So I feel like there could be some people who may not always understand the word freedom and what it really means, but maybe you're learning a lot about that in February. Maybe you're learning about the people in your life and your connections and your loves and your love for freedom, but at the same time realizing that freedom isn't about not committing. You know, what is it truly? So it's important for your health and your healing to be around positive-minded people, because that's going to make all the difference to your That's going to make all the difference to your outlook, your ability to your ability to feel like, I feel like if you are not authentic with yourself and you're not around people who have good word, kind-hearted words, then there's this sort of unstable feeling. I feel like, yes, you need freedom, but you also need some kind of, you need a feeling of safety as well. Everybody needs that feeling of safety. So there is going to be this also a feeling of safety here. Somebody that you can count on and rely on all the time. My deck has this freedom card, and it's a healthy space and room to breathe. And to me, freedom is not about ditching somebody or being single all the time, or not following the rules of love. Freedom is allowing space sometimes, but the two parties have to kind of agree, the communication on the kind of relationship that works for them, because one person can't be all about freedom and the other person wants traditional committed relationship. Now, but I feel like you two, whoever you're matching up with in February, you're the perfect match. You complete each other in the most harmonious way. And you manifesting the one. If you haven't already found the one, very soon your true love will arrive. I feel like you're going to be sort of surprised again with the whole happy surprise, like expecting a bad thing, but it turns out it's better than what you expected. Like you've got a partnership and things in your work situation as well that are working out in your favor in a way that I like this. I get to have, it's like your cake and eat it too. You get the best of both worlds. All those things because you get to have stability, commitment, and freedom. And you get to do your own thing. Let's see what we use in your deck that you chose to see what... It's getting so dark. I like it though. Hope you don't mind. I might adjust the color on my editing. But anyway, kind of like it. So let's see what Spirit wants to tell you with the Star Spinner Tarot. Nothing wants to come out. I may have to pull from the top. Okay, let's see. 3 cards? Okay, not that one. Not that one. Okay, we have the Knight of Coins. We'll take that. It's Knight of Pentacles. Somebody bringing you some money to the Empress. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, a really good money situation happening in February for you. And I think a lot of you, maybe the Empress energy and entrepreneurs and doing your own thing. I feel like when and if love comes in February for you, it's gonna feel like this energy comes through according to your plan, basically. Like what you see will be compatible for you and your lifestyle. This is going to be someone who's compatible to your lifestyle. That's what I'm seeing. But you're both going to financially benefit from it highly, from your connection, but also just you on your own. But this guy is coming in, he's got money of his own, so that's good. And you also, like, this could be like also somebody, like a manager, like you're a famous star lady and the manager's coming through and help, you know, sponsoring or putting money behind your project or your whoever you are, model, whatever. I don't know, this feels like this kind of interesting, you know how like certain famous people fall in love with their managers. This feels something like that, you know, like that support person in your life turns into also, you know, and it's also like, you know, long-term relationships like Oprah and Goldie Hawn, those people who didn't who didn't marry right away but married later in their life, but they stayed together forever. You know, it's like and also Oprah's a Aquarius, so it's very Aquarian-like. And if your birthday's in February, happy birthday. Did I already say that? Happy birthday to my daughter Sierra. And I'm feeling like, yeah, that whole vibe of doing things out of the box, you know, doing love and relationships kind of outside the box and not conforming to a certain kind of structure. It's definitely not the Hierophant type of love, which if you like the Hierophant type of love, you might want to pick a different pile. But yeah, so for those of you who like this kind of unusual kind of connection, it feels really good. And I'm feeling it in all the areas of your life too, like a very strong independent energy in your life. All right, let's do some charms. Can we see it? All right, yeah, I can still see. I can still see. Can you still see? All right, we have, oh, the Christmas box. This has the 3 angels in it, and they're like always with you. They're not in a box, but this just shows. Oh, and it's a gift too. So like maybe a birthday present. Presents. We have the and or the pound sign, you know, but this is like, yeah, it's the pound sign, not the and sign. Hashtag this, hashtag that. Like this sort of explains it to you. So you might have to do some explaining. A lot of people like be in connections with people like, well, we're this way because of this, and people like look at you with squinty eyes, but who cares, right? You gotta do you. Divine help. And we have the railroad track, which is saying Operation Lifesaver, which I find not some kind of a pause or caution, more like you came into my life and you saved my life. Hold up, you saved my life. And Canada's here, and we have, oh, the diamonds. That's like you know, high money energy, and leisure, and the lighthouse, and the key to open anything. The lighthouse is like long distance love sometimes, but also like whenever you're apart, you shine the light to each other. So I like that because this isn't such a needy kind of relationship where, and I keep going back to the relationship aspect of it, but your month is not like a needy, like having to clingy kind of thing. It's like you're good with space this month, you know, like, hey, way over there, and phone calls and traveling and stuff, but not like all the time everywhere together or with other people, just following in groups and things like that. But yeah, it's like so colorful, very colorful energy, a colorful person. It's somebody who just, I feel like you're a star in your own right. I don't know, I'm also seeing like LGBTQ community, and I see like fashion people too. Yeah. So yeah, it's really exciting. I like a lot of interesting energy in pile 3 that I don't usually feel, but I'm like happy that you're here. Thank you for and so this month is going to be really interesting. Got a lot going on. I'm gonna turn on the light so you can see your charms. Oh my goodness, now you can see all your cards. I'll let you see your cards again. Da da da. And you know, perfect match. Yes. And so February, you're the only one that got Groundhog's Day. I forgot to mention Groundhog's Day to anybody else in any other pile. So February 1st is the full moon in Leo and Imbolc, which is about celebrations and renewal and the fire energy, and Bridget, the goddess Bridget. Then February 2nd, important to you specifically, is the Groundhog's Day. I actually last year finally watched that again, and that movie's still relevant. And then February 3rd is Uranus stations direct in Taurus. So this is important because it's like, you know, Mercury retrograde, we don't like retrogrades. And when Uranus goes direct, it's very strong. It's forward movement. It's long-term changes happening. February 6th, Mercury enters Pisces, so it's going to be very sensitive and intuitive communication. February 10th, Venus enters Pisces, so it's going to be more romantic and artistic and compassionate. And then that goes on to Valentine's Day. And February 18th, the sun goes into Pisces, so the Pisces season begins. And the 20th, Saturn conjoins Neptune in Aries, and that's a rare kind of foundational collective reset. And then we have Mercury retrograde on the 26th. So we go into a reflective phase. This is very very Aquarius Pisces energy, I'll tell you that much. It's interesting, it's different, it's out of the box, it's also deep and reflective. And I think though you're gonna be going with it. You know, you're gonna be enjoying the you of you and all the colors that this month can bring to you. So I hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Feel free to comment below. Hype it, like and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and check out the description box for ways to find me, and check out the other piles. And thank you again so much for being here. Until next time, faith, trust, and pixie dust.